No, we're not. Now
we have audio.
Sorry. There we are.
Can we hear each other?
Hello.
It's important. I mean, you and I probably could hear each other in the room, but
I got you.
But outside in the universe, if they can't hear us, what will they ever do without our?
Well, there's just so much knowledge and expertise we've been dripping on a daily basis here. You'd hate them to miss out.
Inspiration, all that sort of thing. Hey, welcome to the show. It is a Wednesday, the 11th of June, and as always, a presentation of Bet365, the best, greatest, most favoritist gaming partner in the world, Bet365. Download the app, get in the game, official partner of the Stanley Cup playoffs. You must be 19 or older. Whatever your bet is, it's never ordinary at Bet365. And yes, we are. As we do this thing live and you put some dough down in the YouTube chat, we'll take said dough and get it to the youth centers of Calgary so they can use it with great purpose. And then we'll take your comment and put it on this live program.
Seems fair.
Provided it's live. Tough to do. Although people have been known to go up to you in public and just throw money at you.
Yeah, we're not going to encourage more of that, but it's been known to happen.
Is there a way? Maybe there's like a pay-per play kind of that. Maybe we could set up on FlamesNation.ca something where you can
some Venmos or something.
Yeah, you can leave your video.
Jack, you got Venmo? What's a Venmo?
It's an American thing, I think. I don't know if we have it.
Yeah, I think so. Something like that. But for now, I guess just because I don't have the answers, let's just keep it to the chat.
Yeah, that's a great idea.
Go into the YouTube and do it that way.
For the youth centers of Calgary.
So our friend Rhett is somewhere in New York.
The
state of New York.
Yeah.
With technical difficulties.
I believe him.
Yeah.
That is conceivable, and that doesn't sound like any foul play there.
Operator error or
operator error for sure. Yeah.
Okay.
He's a Luddite. That's what we call him.
Oh my goodness. That
doesn't know how to use technology.
It does seem harsh. Luckily though,
non-Luddites on the program.
Yeah, we have someone else who does not have is not numb with technical issues.
Technologically savvy.
That's right. We go to the Crystal Waters Plumbing and Heating Insider hotline. Crystal clear choice for all residential plumbing, heating, and cooling services. It's not too late. It's still worth it. So worth it. 10% off a new air conditioner. Receive 1 year of free preventative maintenance in the process. They're the best. They're Crystal Waters Plumbing and Heating. Your crystal clear choice for home comfort. I passed one of their cube vans, one of their service trucks.
Okay, yeah.
You know what? Very safe.
Okay.
Driver 10 and 2.
Oh, good.
Right at the speed limit.
Yep.
Didn't have a phone or a dart going.
Good.
Just focused right on the road. I'm like, that's what I expect.
Those are my people.
That's right. That's right. We check in with TSN hockey insider and personality and host and analyst, Jamie McLennan.
The technically.
So let me ask you a question. The other guy doesn't know how to turn a computer on or plug in the internet. Is that basically what it is?
I mean, he can do those things, but not with perfect efficiency. And then once he's done those things, he runs into other hurdles, and then he doesn't get his email on his phone,
or he's out having
wings,
like bacon and eggs, and couldn't be bothered. And it's just I can't.
Technological. Another round, please. Yeah,
you just never know.
He is. You know what he is? You remember at Super Bowl? Was it Super Bowl or the World Series? He's Chevy guy. Technology.
Yeah, technology and stuff.
That's what he is. Rick Wilde is the guy's name.
Is that what his name was?
Yeah. Rick Wilde.
Technology and stuff.
Yeah, exactly. That's him.
Yeah, he had that. I watched that over and over again. He had that sweaty set of keys to that new Chevy Avalanche for
Madison.
Madison Bumgarner.
Leading
Wasn't it Madison Bumgarner? And I think Aaron Andrews was there too. Like, was it not Aaron Andrews? And they were just horrified that this guy was going to collapse right in front of him. He was sweating profusely, and he was trying to get it out that this truck was cutting edge. Technology and stuff.
Technology and stuff. He needed a drink of water. He had some dry mouth. He had pits. The pit stains were going.
Those keys were dripping. It was gross. And to be fair, everyone's like, wow, what a mistake by Chevy letting this dealer from Des Moines, Iowa hand out the keys. they've gotten like 1,000-fold on their marketing dollar. We're still talking about it today.
2025. Noodles knows the guy by name.
Yes.
They basically sent Chris Farley from Tommy Boy. And that's what it was. They said, hey, you can grab a butcher and a steak out of a cow's ass. You're like, what? What is going on? But that's what it was. And you're right. Like it was, they made millions in marketing.
Yes.
By accident, by saying, but you know what? Maybe it wasn't by accident. They were like, we've got a guy here that we know is going to bumble away and become an instant phenom, an internet phenom overnight.
That's our Rhett.
Yeah, that's Rhett. That's Rhett. Exactly. So,
Well,
what
was his name?
Rick Wilde.
We have our Rick Wilby. Looks like he's connected the dots here.
Yes. Bring him
wow.
in.
Just need a sec.
Oh,
he's got to square up.
Anyway,
all the boxes.
Noodles, we're through 3 games in the Cup final, and I didn't dive in, but I was on the internet yesterday just looking at clips and different things, and I see on TSN Radio Overdrive, Hayes crushes the Game 3 effort for McDavid and Draisaitl. Is that an accurate assessment, at least of Hazy's take?
I mean, you know what it is. They're always the headlines you get radioed, right? Like the headlines, like I've had to tune them up a few times where, you know, you're like, I didn't say that. And there's no context to it. But yes, I would say in fairness, that was their worst game since the LA series, right? Like as a group and McDavid and Draisaitl had 0 shot attempts, which is rare.
That's why.
And McDavid had 2, and McDavid got ran out of the building physically. Like Florida was all over him. I thought Florida did a great job. And Ekblad, instead of shying off on him and letting him into the zone, he's like, to hell with it. If I can get a chunk of him, I'm going to take a chunk of him. So I thought to a man, Edmonton was awful and Florida was great. So it was kind of a combination of both. And, you know, the only thing that can fix that in a small, maybe a small amount of time on a night like that is your goaltender. He has to steal one. And he didn't. Obviously, I thought Skinner was no good either. Like that first goal, he's doing the Mike Smith breaststroke. I don't know what was going on there. He lost sight of the puck and just decided to push out and tried pushing side to side to get as much depth as he could out of the net. And at one point, I think his body was facing the wrong way. Like you're like, Marchand's like, okay, I'll just shoot this in the net. I might as well. But there were 4 Oilers standing around, including Darnell Nurse, who's 6'4", and decides he doesn't want to hit anybody. So, you know, I thought to a man they were awful, but you're led by your top players, and your top players were awful in that game. And it happens. Whether they lose 6-1 or 2-1, they're chasing the series at 2-1, and Florida looked really good.
I thought maybe look, what happened in Game 3 doesn't really have a lot to do with Game 4. I don't think we're going to see the same kind of shenanigans. We're not going to see the same kind of efforts. But the biggest takeaway from Game 3 might be there's a chance Connor's not healthy now. Like he did go down the tunnel. If he's got bad ribs or something like that, I mean, that is a huge, that would be the biggest thing you could take away from Game 3.
Yeah, because they're not healthy anyways. RNH was a game time decision. You're missing Hyman. Like now you're starting to see where the effects of, you know, a long playoff run and a couple of years back to back type of thing. I would argue both sides. You know, I don't think Reinhart scores last game. I don't think he's at his A game. Right. But, you know, that's the beauty or non-beauty of playing this much hockey is you put yourself in harm's way. And, you know, I agree. I don't know if he went down the tunnel for equipment or if he went down to get, you're right.
We've heard both, right?
Well, so we'll see in Game 4 is kind of my point, but like nothing else really matters. But if he hurts, that'll carry over.
There's Rick Wilde. There he is. Chevy guy. And he's got technology and stuff. Popcorn. Garrett's popcorn.
So good. I was basically smuggling crack yesterday. This stuff is the best popcorn going.
It is the best popcorn going. Every time I fly through Chicago, I get 2 giant bags, one for myself and then one for the kids. And I will distribute it, and my nanny takes some home as well. But it's the best popcorn. There's 2 shops there. There's Garrett's, and then the other one is the
Clark's.
Clark's. Yeah, nuts on Clark's.
Yeah.
The best.
Deadly.
It's not cheap. They're not giving it away. It's like $30 a bag US.
Double the price I'm paying.
Yeah.
So
Well,
is
you
that
can't Uber
the
Eats that to Buffalo though, or to Calgary. You got to go to Chicago. You're not, they're not freeze drying it and mailing it to you.
It's worth the trip. Chicago's a wonderful city if you don't mind getting stabbed. It's real good that way. So you get some popcorn, get a stabbing out of the way, and then you're on to your next destination. It's real good.
Good for you. And you're now working your camera, and you've got a wireless mic, or I don't know what you've got going there, handheld. So you're good.
You know what? I'm so committed to the craft noodles. I won't give up on it till I get the job done. It's just like
that's him.
Yeah.
I love it. I love it. So where are you guys at? Like, obviously Florida holds the cards, but I mean, Edmonton has a game tomorrow. We've got a tie series heading home.
Should it be tied, or should it be Florida be up 3-0, or like what?
No, I don't. If you look at the high danger chances in the first two games, Edmonton significant. It was 45 to 29 high danger chances the first two games. Edmonton, I thought, was the better team as far as grading. The difference was in game two is the glaring mistakes. They gave up 14 high danger chances, 3 breakaways. Now Reinhart doesn't get a shot on goal on that one, but I even went a step further. I can't remember, and I asked my buddy analytics guy, Mike Kelly from Sportlogic, I said, has Stuart Skinner stopped a breakaway this playoff?
Oh.
Because it was Sagan against Dallas. It was Marchand twice.
Couple against LA early.
But then Pickard came in and made some breakaway saves. That's the difference, though. Like again, I'm not laying this all at Stuart Skinner's feet, but you need a massive save when the team is hemorrhaging. So the Oilers give up a 1-0 lead, 1 minute in. Skinner's doing the breaststroke. Nurse is out to lunch. They're all just watching it happen, okay? Edmonton gets a power play. They get I think there's a 5-on-3, a bit of a 5-on-3 involved too. I can't remember.
Yeah, I think so.
Big goal blocker save, right?
The blocker save, the right pad save on Henrique. Like there's Bobrovsky put any cold water on Edmonton getting their game going.
He did in game 2. I thought he was awesome in game 2 as well. You talk about getting no chance. So yeah, they did, but Bob held him in that thing.
At 3-2, the Oilers were up 3-2 after Draisaitl scored that power play goal. Arvidsson had an unbelievable chance. Perry had an unbelievable chance. Bob keeps it at 3-2. Next thing you know, within 2 shots, it's 4-3. And yes, they take it to overtime, all of that type of stuff. Perry scores late. But ultimately, that game, Edmonton can distance themselves and make that a 4 or 5-2 game in the first period if it wasn't for Bob. Like, I think Bob, even though in the first 2 games they gave up, 9 goals each or whatever it was, respectively, Bobrovsky was fantastic because Edmonton was rolling. They were generating a lot of good looks. The problem is their glaring errors. The glaring errors aren't, hey, a missed assignment and a guy gets in alone from the goal line, kind of a clear lane to the net. It's like, here, have a breakaway from the far blue line. Have a potential 2-on-0 as Bennett's and Luosterainen as, I don't know what the hell 92 was there. Pod Colson was, seeing stars. I don't know what he was doing. But like, you look at it, Edmonton, if they can clear up their glaring errors, that's going to help them. The other thing too, and I wanted you guys to weigh in on it, John Klingberg, I thought, was fantastic against Dallas. He's been awful against Florida.
Yeah, they've exposed him somehow.
Well, his speed. Like his decision-making, he's smart, but he's not making his plays fast enough. And Florida's forecheck is forcing. You can blame the ref all you want. He didn't have to skate over to the ref and run into him. He could have moved that puck a lot quicker or a little chip into the neutral zone to relieve pressure. And I know the Oilers want their D to move pucks and make decisions, but at sometimes when you feel like the pressure is on, chip it into the neutral zone and live to fight another day. Klingberg and Nurse have been atrocious as far as moving pucks.
Yeah, I think Klingberg's been on for 5 of 8 even strength goals or something like that.
I'd be shocked if they didn't put Stetcher in tomorrow.
Sounds
and to be fair, like he didn't start, if I'm correct, first 2 games of the LA series. He's healthy. And he didn't look good a lot of the regular season. He looked like straight shit in Toronto so much that they put him on Robidas Island. He was on the scrap heap at league minimum. Like, we had to acknowledge that what we saw for 2 series with, Dallas and Vegas, like that was as good as it was ever going to get. And of course it's unsustainable. Like the guy's 32 and has been brutal for 3 years. Yeah, he's healthier, but like it wasn't going to last, just like their bottom 6 scoring, which was never there all year and suddenly was there for 2 rounds. Wasn't going to last either.
So I hope you're right, Pinder, because you're really going all in on the Oilers suck right now.
No, they're good, but their bottom 6 has been completely outclassed by Florida, and their goaltending, always knew Florida had the edge.
Pause yourself for a second,
because disparity.
Just pause yourself for a second, because I'd hate to argue on the Oilers' behalf, but you're completely out to lunch. Noodles just talked about, we talked about it less than a week ago. The Oilers were outplaying Florida. And for you to say that their third and fourth line have been brutal isn't true. They had a shitty game. Like
they've been outshooting pretty heavily. The top 2 lines have not.
Yeah,
they haven't got enough from Podkolzin, from Brown, from Henrique. There's a lot. Those guys have been outplayed by the Marchand, Lindell, Listerainen. The fourth line ran show yet last game for Florida.
Last game, yes, but you're jumping to one game and saying that they were terrible. So don't I'm with you. I think you've heard my rants.
I agree, Rhett. It's a good point. Whether they lost 2-1 or 6-1, I think what we're looking at is the sum of the parts, though, and the way they lost. I'm sitting in Toronto. They lost to Florida in 7 games, but 2 of them they absolutely got run out of their own building and booed off the ice. If that was in Edmonton, I don't think the fans would boo them at that point in the Stanley Cup final, but they were awful the other night. So what they need to do is check their ego, and what I mean by that is Evander Kane is an unbelievable disruptor when he's the disruptor, not being disrupted. And that's, I think, to a man the other night, they came unraveled. Florida was precision, was unbelievable at a little agitation and then take a punch. Or, hey, we're going to do this. Like they executed their game plan to a T. And Edmonton bit. When they didn't have their A game, because a lot of times if Edmonton has their A game, they say, you know what? We'll give you the toughness, Florida. You guys can be tough. Because Edmonton was tough. They were tough against Vegas. They were tough against Dallas. Florida's a different animal. So I don't think you try and beat Florida at their own game. What you do is drag Florida to go, we're going to play our game. You want to dink around? Put us on the power play. We'll see how that works out. You want to dink around? And they do have the toughness to stand up for themselves. McDavid's, he doesn't need a chaperone. He'll take hits and give hits. Same thing with Draisaitl. You don't need to show in the Stanley Cup Finals. You don't need to show people how tough you are. And I thought, Evander Kane, getting kicked out of the game, it was just the refs going, "This guy's going to do something stupid. We're going to save him a suspension." Mm-hmm. But really, we're going to save this guy a suspension or something because he is going to do something stupid. So I think Edmonton, you're right, Rhett. The first 2 games, it's a coin flip. But Edmonton actually outchanced them in both games. Last game, it's the sum of the parts. They were so awful. You're looking and going, Florida's got the upper hand here. Florida's a better team. Florida, and rightfully so, because they won the Cup last year. They beat Edmonton, and now they're up 2-1 in the series with home ice and an opportunity to go up 3-1. Edmonton needs a massive response tomorrow. Massive.
So who does it benefit? I'm trying to think if I'm playing, whether I want to come off the loss and have a couple days in between, or if I want to jump right back into it. I can't decide which team. I got to think that neither team wants to sit around and do nothing for 2 days. It doesn't really matter. But is there one team that might benefit more?
I think that's
and not just with injuries.
Yeah, I think that's why I'm to practice. They're happy we got to kill some time here. Florida would want to play the next day. They're rolling. They're feeling great.
Yeah, I think you look at Florida. I don't know if I read this correctly. Correct me if I'm wrong. Florida didn't practice in the 2 days that they got back to Florida. One was a travel day. The second day was an optional.
Yeah. So
they had sparsely, guys on the ice. And it was almost like Maurice said to him, your next assignment is the game Monday night. Do what you need to do to be ready. Because where Edmonton practiced and then traveled, all of that type of stuff. I think the time would probably benefit Florida, and it might hurt Edmonton because when you lose that badly, You're talking about for 3 days now.
That's exactly. I'm just thinking you're sitting in the hotel room. If you'd have won the game, what's your mindset as opposed to there's more stress for Edmonton going into game 4 than Florida.
Yes.
For many reasons. But one of them being you can't go down 3-1 and you've got to sit with that and stew on it. I can't decide. I'm just trying to imagine myself. I'm like, would I want that extra time just to get my mindset to get right on my approach to game 4, or is it a stress thing? I don't think it's going to be a huge deal either way, but I'm just curious if you.
I think it slightly the advantages to Florida because they're coming off a win, so they can go, okay, let's enjoy a day off, let's ramp it back up, and do exactly what we did on Monday. Where Edmonton, as you know, and the media travels and that these guys' phones are blowing up and they're hearing all of us talk about how they stunk. And, hey, Florida could be a dynasty now, go into 3 cup finals, win back-to-back, like that type of stuff. Like, I wouldn't say Edmonton was reading their press clips, but they looked pretty damn good after game 1 and after steamrolling Vegas and steamrolling Dallas. And everything kind of seemed to come together. And, hey, they beat Florida. Looks like they're unstoppable. All of a sudden, Florida goes, we're going to check into the series here now, too. And now I wouldn't say Edmonton's in one, but now they realize like there's a reason why, Florida lost the first 2 to Toronto and didn't even blink twice. And then they got rolling and pushed it to 7. I think Edmonton needs a response. So the response is really going to come from the top. McDavid and Draisaitl and then, Nuge and all of these guys. But Stuart Skinner, if he plays dodgeball, doesn't matter who.
Would you start him or Pickard?
Oh, I think you start Skinner because they're all out to lunch. Yep. Like you don't lay that loss at his feet, but like this is Skinner's opportunity to go, yeah, I had an off night with everybody else. I want the opportunity. Like it's almost like we talked about with Ottinger. You yell at everybody and then DeBoer doesn't put him back in to try and battle with the group. You're going to stick with Casey DeSmith, where I say you go back with Skinner and say you all lost as a group. Now go get us a win as a group, because Skinner was 8-2 in his last 10, I believe. So, he's played some pretty darn good hockey.
Do any of you remember a team getting shellacked like 6-1 in a finals and coming back? Yep. Who did it?
Edmonton was in game 4 or 5?
Game 4 in Edmonton. Edmonton won like 8-1 or 8-3 or something, whatever.
No, they're down 3-0, so there's context there, and they didn't close out the series.
That's what I'm curious about is, do teams come back? Like we got absolutely snot bubbled 8-1 in Colorado in game 2 of my first trip to the finals. And we tried to play hard after that, and it wasn't, but you get to have almost a statement. I'm just curious if teams ever come back from a big S.
So you're saying like the statement, like it broke their will. It broke your will a little bit.
Not even broke your will. It was just when you get beat that bad in the Stanley Cup Finals, it's convenient for us to take pot shots at them and say you're terrible, but it's convenient for them to say, well, it was one bad game and we're going to be – it's the Stanley Cup Finals. If you can't get fucking focused for that, then what are we talking about, right? Like and it can have to do with Skinner and it can have to do with the top guys and it can have to do with injuries, but it doesn't matter. You're in the Stanley Cup Finals and you didn't show up and play.
Yeah, it's the worst game in ages.
Like almost why I look at it as an outlier, because I'm with you, Rhett. I think we forget a little bit when we came in here the morning after game 1 and it was the Oilers took it to the Panthers and the Oilers had the speed and they looked like the better team, and then Florida stepped up. I feel like there's no chance. You had one team play nearly as bad as they could and the other team play nearly as good. I think those two start to kind of come together a little bit for game 4. The thing about last year with that 8-1 Oilers response in game 4 is it was in Edmonton.
Yeah.
There is something. Florida, in between last year and this year, 5 games in Florida, they have neutralized McDavid and Draisaitl.
It's the top 2 centers, man.
This is a massive game for Edmonton. I think the worst news is it's in Florida where they're getting last change, and Lundell and Barkov and these guys can go to work on McDavid, especially.
Yeah.
They've done it's been a masterclass.
Yeah, I agree. It's a great point, that last change, the matchups that you want, and McDavid, it's not about they can't fight through. There's just no space. Like they're there's layers of attack on him to the point that one Forsling, I pointed it out on my media, like Forsling had that one-on-one with him and he poked the puck away. And McDavid looked back and kind of threw his arms up going like, where's my support? Where's my close support where we can have a little 2-on-1 here? Like Florida played him perfectly to a T. Their D were aggressive. Their forwards were all over him. I think this is where it's up to Knoblauch. Find a little extra time for, find another shift for McDavid somewhere else, farther in the lineup. If you can get a matchup that you could take advantage of. Again, that comes back to special teams, though. We can say all of this. Edmonton's power play the game before was 1 for 6. Like you got to score. Like that power play was the most lethal power play in modern day history 2 years ago. Like that power play, teams should be terrified to give them a power play. It's like, because it was an automatic goal. Right now, it's not an automatic goal.
They miss Hyman there for sure.
Well, they do, but Perry's done a good job of covering up. But I look at it, RNH is a big key. But I also think that the defensemen, like Bouchard, like their decision-making has been too lackluster. It's casual this, casual that. And there's a difference between being able to slow the game down and not be overwhelmed by the moment, the pressure of it, and looking like you're not trying. And Bouchard's always on that line, right? It's like this guy looks like he's out for a Sunday skate and kind of bumbling around, but he's a hell of a player. That being said, he had a great chance last game on the power play, and Bob got the bottom of his glove, like right on it, just a chunk of it. Like I will say, it's a lazy narrative, but Bobrovsky made the saves he should. And if Skinner, like the expected goals were 3.5 to 2.89 or something, like it was a 3-2 game, or 4-3 technically. Like that's what the numbers suggest last game. Wasn't the case. It was 6-1, right? Like I look at it and I didn't love Skinner's game, but I didn't love the Oilers game in front of him. And I think there'll be an adjustment or two, whether it's Stetcher comes in for Klingberg, or if I can't really think of anybody else coming in, Jeff Skinner maybe for Arvidsson, something like that. But the other thing too is Kasperi Kapanen, a guy who got a real opportunity and stuff. He now looks like the guy who's been put on waivers too.
Yeah, that's
right?
part of the issue is what's going to happen moving forward with the guys that we were so impressed with for 2.5 rounds. And now you're kind of going, okay, are they capable or not? Yeah. Is there a leadership, not issue, but need in the Oilers dressing room? Like I'm thinking about it, like Perry would have a strong voice. I'm 100% sure. McDavid obviously would. I don't know how much Draisaitl gets involved in running the room.
I think Ekholm's a big voice.
So my question is, if I'm the Oilers and I'm on that team, I'm walking into that room and saying exactly what you said 10 minutes ago. Quit worrying about being effing tough and win the game.
Yeah.
We don't need to get caught up with fighting and play our game, initiate, be a pain in the ass. And if they want to react to us, great. If they don't, let them take a penalty and we're going to score and shove it up down their throat. Is somebody saying that? Does Perry have that perspective on it? Or is Perry more of a let's get in their face and get them kind of thing? I'm curious what you think there.
I think, what's funny is I thought, and this might be just you just brought up leadership. Is Zach Hyman traveling with them?
I would imagine. You gotta. If you're not traveling with the team at this, why not?
I would want, it'd have to be surgery related if you're not, right?
Yeah.
Right. I just, the point being is he's a really respected voice. Like there's guys that don't speak a lot, but when they speak, you're like, I need to hear what this guy has to say. And I look at him, I think of that video of him saying, on the Prime special last year, guys, I feel it in my heart. We'll be right back here.
Yeah.
Like I think if anything, over these last couple days, they probably had a dinner and had some guys make some speeches or say their piece and say, guys, like this is what we need to do. Because you don't always have to say it right before you're skating out. I think messages can be in small groups. I think messages can be at dinner, if they're watching, a baseball game, doing whatever they're going to do. Because these guys aren't on the golf course just killing time. Like I think they're together at their respective hotel my understanding is a lot of times they rent like convention rooms and set up TVs and guys game, and they play cards and they've got food there, and it's kind of like self-contained little bubble for them. I think there's a lot of these conversations, Rhett, that are being said going like, hey, because I don't know if you review that game tape, but I would review some of the things that went on in that game tape. Like I thought, and this is weird, but Kane's high sticking penalty on Marchand, I thought Marchand sold it. I thought
he helped it along for sure.
The stick was up and he helped it along or whatever, but good on Brad Marchand. That's a cagey veteran move. I thought there was, Bobrovsky throws himself in the air after Arvidsson.
Oh, he ran him. It was terrible attack on the goaltender. Protect the goalies, Noodles.
But in the end, like that's Florida is doing those tiny little things, the 1% things that give you a little competitive edge. And Edmonton just was reacting. That's the thing. It's Wallman's going to shoot water over. He's not shooting sulfuric acid in anybody's eyes. It's a little blast of water, and he got $5,000 for it or whatever.
Who was it between the benches that was pissed off?
Boucher, because the play-by-play guy's going, what are you doing here? It was like you at Coyotes blasting that wrestler, Brett the Hitman Hart. Like, that's a different story. But, the point being, it's actually a great story. It actually is. That guy might not remember it. I remember it like it was yesterday.
I do too, because I was scared.
We were at Stampede. Do you want me to tell this quick story?
Yes, you have to.
We're at Stampede. It's myself, Retro, Robin Regier, and I think Monty might have been there.
Yep.
Steve Mondador. And it was like an early day. Like we'd started pretty early. And we're at Coyotes, and the bar kind of was open, and guys were chasing each other around. And for some reason, back then, those pop guns, the soda gun, you press the button and fire soda out, but there's water. There's also, there's 7-Up. Robin had one, and he was spraying water. No, he was spraying like Coke or Sprite at us and, spraying us. Rhett grabs one, and they're having like a gunfight, and there's all sorts of people there. And Rhett shoots at Robin, and Robin goes like this, and Brett the Hitman Hart is standing behind him. So this face is there, and he's just getting blasted in the water, in the face with, it wasn't water, I think it was Sprite. And he was just staring at Rhett like there was no reaction. He was just staring. Like he didn't put his hands up or anything. He just took it. And Rhett, for some reason, didn't stop right away. Like it was like, I'm going to let this go for 3 or 4 seconds, which seemed like a lifetime. And then the death stare from this guy was like, I'm going to stuff you all in a garbage can just for fun. And it was weird because it was awkward. I think we went over to apologize, but I don't know where he was at in his state. I believe had he fallen off the bike and had a stroke and all sorts of, like, there were some things that Brett had some health issues, but it was one of the scariest moments of my life. And I didn't even do anything. I was, Seabass, I was Harry Floyd pointing, going, that guy did it. I didn't do it, but I was guilty by association.
Yeah.
And he would have stuffed you in the garbage right with me for sure. He was.
Yes. I was laughing. I mean, I probably shouldn't have been laughing, but
it was kind of
a
funny.
very, very scary moment in my life.
I was a little nervous after it dawned on me in my drunken stupor that you're spraying this man, and this man is a big man, and oh my God, that's the Hitman.
Yes.
Oh,
Hitman Hart.
Ooh. Sorry,
It is
Brett.
like out of a Adam Sandler movie or something.
Yes, exactly. Like,
it was Stone Cold standing behind that guy, of course. Yeah. Oh, you're screwed now.
Oh, it's the guy with the nail in his head and Happy Gilmore going, I'll see you in the parking lot.
That's right.
That's what it was. So anyways, I think, getting back to your point, Rhett, I think there are conversations being said as a group, but this is a veteran team. It's the oldest team in the league. And Chris Knobloch acknowledged that the other night. He said, I don't think there's a lot that needs to be said to this guy. They are kind of a quiet, kind of reserved, like no nonsense team type of thing.
Can I ask you a question? It's like, if you don't win the cup, you're not a cup winner. who on the Oilers has won cups? And yes, they're a veteran team. And does it matter? Yes, Pinder was.
One guy's won.
Do you know what I mean? Like,
has Henrique not won?
Sorry, Perry and Henrique.
Yes, but okay, so great. There's two, and that's fine. But for us to say they're veteran, I agree. Does it matter? Like, do you think it matters? Like, was Chris Pronger not a good player till he won a Stanley Cup, or was he veteran enough to know? Or
I think a lot of these top players, it's almost like coaching. I'll give you an example. Travis Green told us, we were in a scrum with Greeny this year, and we're talking about Jake Sanderson. And he said, not a lot of coaching there. He goes, this guy auto-corrects. You know, if there's something, you could show him a clip, and he already knows in his mind, like, what he needs to do. That's my point, is you can get in there and have a rah-rah speech. But I think Adam Henrique knows he needs to play better. I think he knows what he needs to do for him to have success and his team to have success. You know, RNH, I don't think you need to yell at him to go move your feet and make a play. Like, I think you can show clips and go, hey, you know, there's not much time and space in this particular scenario, so you're going to have to move the puck. Like, I think what you're doing is technical stuff. The motivation and the thinking the game, I think a lot of that is nowadays it's self-taught. You can point it out. The guys look, as a goalie, I'll give you an example. As a goalie, when I allowed a goal, I knew exactly what I did wrong. And then I would look up at the Jumbotron and verify, going, yes, I'm not a very good goalie. Why did I do that? You know, I would joke. But my point being is you knew how you screwed up. So me saying, John Klingberg moved the puck faster. He's going to look at the replay and go, God, I need to move the puck faster. Now, the question is he going to be able to do that?
Yes.
Because they've got another team that is sitting there studying the tape and going, continue to push on 36. Make 25 handle the puck. You know, Skinner, move him side to side. Let's get him moving. Like the pre-scouts, we're talking about it. These guys live it. So they're talking about it too. So I think the biggest thing is it's not the motivation, Rhett. It's more about the technical, and can you execute your technical game to a T at a high rate before the other team gets there?
Are we giving Florida enough respect?
No,
like,
but
it's easy for us to say, right? Like that's the other side. Is they were dialed in and great. They could be up 3-0. They
haven't trailed in the third period.
Yeah.
Like Edmonton has not had a lead in the third. We're 3 games in. And I agree they've been outchanced, but everyone expects Sergei Bobrovsky to save more high dangers than Stuart Skinner. Nobody said this was a washout at goal.
Right.
And they're the dark arts champs, Rhett. Like Noodles talks about pulling a stick into your face. Evander Kane was out during player announcements when there was 5 players on each blue line plus a goalie, and the lights are down and we're about to do anthems. Everyone's on the bench. Evander Kane is skating. That's the guy someone has to talk to because he took 2 minors in the ozone in the first period. You can't beat Florida at that game.
Right.
They're better at it. They're the best at the dark arts.
Right. You're right. I do think, you know, intimidation comes into intimidation does work in certain scenarios. So I think that's what Kane knows. But the point is you've got to be in control of that intimidation so that it works in your favor and not counterproductive. Last game, it hurt him. It hurt the team. It hurt everybody. They couldn't get into a group. The penalties, I mean, the refs should not be the story of the game. I mean, 11 power plays. The game unraveled for the Oilers, but some of those penalties were ticky-tacky. Like I will say, Kane, you know, Marchand throws his stick up, but his stick's still high enough to click him. You know what I mean? Be in control of your stick. The cross-check on Forsling, I think, in front of Kane or whatever, it's one push. He goes down. You're like, okay, well, like it just – I thought some of the penalties or some of the calls were suspect, but you create your own pathway. If that's the standard that's being called, live within the standard. That's it. Like, you know, it's as simple. If there's one ticky-tacky call, you go, guys, they're calling it this way. Let's be smart. Let's check with our sticks down. Let's play whistle to whistle because the refs aren't messing around today. That's the way I look at it. But I think there just has to be a better effort. But I don't think if you're Knobloch going, guys, don't worry about it. Just try harder next game, and you'll be fine. I think there has to be some tactical adjustments here because Florida has had the tactical advantage, and they've been able to expose Edmonton's weakness.
I'm curious to see how it will be called officiating wise, because on one hand, no one was happy with 8 first period penalties, whether they're deserved or not. It just doesn't allow either team to get into the 5-on-5 rhythm or anything. Mm-hmm. But then at the same time, it was the penalties. You kind of liken it to Florida. It's when you're in your car, I could do 125, 130, 135, and you pass a radar. It's like, is he coming to get me? No. Yeah. Oh, okay. So I can do 130 now. So that's great. It was kind of like Florida was, okay, great. This is what we're going to get away with. And it was the perfect recipe for the Panthers. They weren't going to get in penalty trouble. They were able to get away with what they wanted to. But I just think it's too on the nose discipline. Like you say, Rhett, it's too obvious what the Oilers need to do. Do not retaliate, suck it up. It was one of those games, be better. I just think not that it's easy to do, but it's the number one thing they have to do. I think a lot of it is kind of being overblown because so much of that stuff happened after the game was more or less in the books.
They didn't call a penalty in the second till the last minute. It was already 4-1. So this thing was 4-4 for penalties in the first period, almost nothing in the second. At that point, the game's over.
Yeah. Well, the refs had decided we're going to let them play and they'll sort it out. Problem is Edmonton, the game got away from them because of their poor mistakes, their poor decisions. They were second on every puck. It happens. As much as you can prepare, sometimes you just don't, the mind and the legs aren't there. And to a man, it just wasn't. Now, the thing is the mind and the legs have to be there tomorrow night, and there has to be some executions and desperation. Like, that's really what it is. That they've got to play a desperate game. Because you go down 3-1, yeah, you can win 3 in a row. But statistically, man, you're in one. Like you can go home and win game 5, maybe steal game 6, like they did last year. But it's just, you're not doing it. Like, you've got to find a way. Tomorrow is a critical game, if you ask me.
Hyman is with the team down in Florida.
Good.
As we kind of figured. So now, are you Alberta bound right away?
I am. I'm flying in tomorrow. See my mom and all that. I'm in honor of my mom. I don't know if you guys seen this.
Oh, the peanut butter and marshmallow.
My mom makes these unbelievable. I made them for my kids. It is, I will say, there's a few things I'm pretty good at, is like following instructions. But I made these, and they are unbelievable. It's butterscotch chips, peanut butter, but the thing is, you've got to melt it. And then let it cool a little bit. You freeze the marshmallows so that they don't melt into your mixture.
Right.
And then you get this glorious, whatever. I got to get in the camera. I took a bite out of it already, so it looks like I took a dump, but it is good. Very, very good.
There is something about the color and texture of that's always been a little disconcerting for me.
Yes. Yeah. Darlene McLennan makes, I don't know what they're called, but she makes a mean batch of these.
Darl.
Is there going to be some of those waiting for you up in Edmonton when you get
Probably,
there?
But I don't tell her. I'm going to tell her today that I'm coming tomorrow.
Right.
That way, I like to surprise her, but I also don't want the food sitting out on the counter for a week and a half. So it's like, I want these fresh, not
I thought your concern was you don't want her going to all that trouble. Your concern is I need it as fresh as possible.
Can't be stale. Yeah.
Yeah, you get to work, but keep it fresh.
It's all about me, guys. I'm not worried about her feelings.
You're a good boy. Be careful up there.
Thanks, guys. We'll see how this all unfolds. By next week, we could have a cup champion or be heading into a game 7. What would it be? Game 7 would be Friday. Right?
Yeah, there's some time left potentially in this series.
A few more off days in there to sort this out.
Yeah.
Exactly. So, all right, guys.
Bye, buddy.
Thanks for having me.
Jamie McLennan. Crystal Waters Plumbing and Heating, your crystal clear choice for home comfort. 403-219-4100. Check them out at crystalclearcalgary.com. It's the insider hotline. 10% off of a new air conditioner for a limited time and 1 year of free preventive maintenance, which you probably won't need anyway. Welcome, Rhett. Good to see you.
Great to be here.
I guess just to kind of keep going, I was curious because we talked about it yesterday, and all of the, the roughhousing and the stuff that took place. Nurse gets into a scrap, and Frederick breaks his stick, and Kane's doing his thing, and Wallman's spraying water. In some ways, that's old. It's old school. You want to, if you're going to lose, you want to take a bite out of them at least, make them think about it. What was your impression as to what the Oilers did? Do you like them trying to send a message, or at least show that we're not lying down? If they did nothing, you'd be like, where's the fight in these guys? Or did they cross into that undisciplined territory a little?
Who cares? Who cares if you cross into the undisciplined territory at that point? You might as well show that you're still here and show you're still in the battle. So, I mean, I'm not an Oilers fan, but I do think that was the right move on their part. Or some of it chintzy, and with you reacting to Florida, can you intimidate? Can you? I don't think it matters to Florida. They don't give a shit what you do. They're very focused on their own game, very focused. And that's what makes them probably better than everyone else. But I liked it. And I'll tell you what, it's way better for the sport. You go softly into the night, terrible. But down here in the States, people are talking about it. It's rough. It's awesome. It's awesome for the sport. Nobody got hurt. Do it all the time. But rough it up a little bit. I think it was great.
I agree with you. I will bring up one thing just to talk about. If you're down at some point in your Florida, is this not, oh my gosh, this is our chance to break our sticks over Connor's kidney? Or am I taking it too far suggesting that? Because that's what happened when Edmonton got down. Oh, we're down by 4 now, and it's the third.
I don't think they need.
Here we go.
I don't think they need a red carpet invite for that sort of thing.
Well, right, sure. I guess that's fair. They probably would do it on their own anyway. But yeah, we sort of kicked that around. Like, I guess all the stuff that got the most press really doesn't even matter that much unless someone's hurt for game 4.
In 03-04, when we went to the finals, the first loss in every series, we had a big dust up at the end of the game. It was kind of, we did it on purpose, and we go into that Tampa Bay series. The league came down and said, you do it again, we're handing out suspensions. And I can honestly remember Brad Richards pushing me, kind of hands in my face, and I reached and I grabbed his finger. And in my brain, I'm like, break it. Bend it backwards and break that thing so that he can't play. And the ref, I forget who it was standing there yelling at me. I'm like, he's pushing me in the face. But he was yelling at me, if you do anything, if you do anything, if you do anything. And I'm like, I still regret not breaking his finger. But further to your point, they're going to protect McDavid, Draisaitl, and those stars on Edmonton way more than they are in anyone in Florida.
I was thinking about, and you had brought it up, and I guess until you're in those battles, you don't think about it. Maybe it's nothing, but maybe you catch Bennett in the mouth, and he gets
all the little things,
cut inside of his mouth, and now that he gets one less hour of sleep, and he isn't eating as well, and he's not. Just little things over a playoff and over a 7-game run can add up. I just know we would be crushing them if they just took it.
Agreed.
We'd be crushing them.
And to be fair, when he went 5-on-5, I feel like the Florida guys did A-okay in those. I think Darnell Nurse is having a tougher time with his face than Jonah Gadjevich, and if it's the same, well, one's a fourth liner and the other's you're trying to play 20 minutes a night.
Yeah, that was bad timing for Darnell to be out there when Gadjevich was out there.
Darnell's tough, but Gadjevich is one of those top 10 scrappers in the league tough. That's different.
And Nurse is playing
a lot.
Yeah. It is interesting because it does sound like there will be a change with Klingberg and Stetcher going into game 4. You'd probably like to have a better option than Klingberg in the first place, but he's been very good. And now when you go to Stetcher, you'd probably maybe like a better option. And I'm not sure.
He's been great for them, but he's not big, and he's going to get run through the wall, and he's going to take hits and try to make plays.
Yeah. But you look at those guys like Kapanen, like Klingberg, lesser extent Janmark, but they were really good in that Vegas series and into the Dallas series.
LA and Dallas. They outscored their opponents 21-10 in the first 3 rounds. And it was kind of a bit of mirage. They weren't out chancing them. They just were getting the goals, but they've been caved in by Florida's bottom guys.
Yeah.
They're not bad players. It's just that Florida might have the best 3rd, 4th line in the league. Like you got Lundell and Marchand and Listerinen as a 3rd line. We always talk about these cup-winning teams, Rhett, where it's like, you remember the Anaheim one, it was like Sammy Paulson and Travis Moen, and it was Coleman and Barclay Goodrow and Gord with Tampa. Like in these series where there's so little to pick between two teams, it seems like those super third lines, they probably get over glorified, but like this feels like one of those.
No, they don't, because always the teams that win have those third and fourth
Yeah.
line guys contribute, and that's the difference between a lot of times. Like,
yeah, and so my point is, I just think it hasn't been close between those two lines. Like Marchand's got 4 goals leading the series. He's on third line
because other teams are naturally just going to key on those top performers.
Right. Yeah.
So can you have your supporting cast come through, which is why they
have. Edmonton has had up until this, and I don't even think at the first 2 games. Yes, Marchand scored. The problem I have with some of that stuff, and it's hard to argue, but Skinner's got to stop a few.
Yeah, he has not been good enough. And honestly, we had this chat yesterday. They probably go back to Skinner, but I don't feel like it's downgrade if you go to Pickard at this point. He was great when they called on him.
Yeah, but your opinion on the Oilers can't be taken at full face value in any circumstance whatsoever. You're very good at it. You're subtle. You're dialed in.
I'm talking about 2 Oilers, though. I'm comparing.
I know, but you want the shittier Oiler in for sure.
It's okay.
Oh, no. I'm just saying.
The fact. Why are you arguing?
There's a very lovely Oiler distaste here from. But I don't know. Do you see a big drop between Skinner and Pickard? I don't this year. They rode one guy way more after the 4 Nations. Similar numbers in the playoffs. Both had the same number of wins going in the final. I don't see the gap. It's not like going from Bottinger to Smith.
No, it doesn't feel like it's a huge gulf. But
that's the only point I'm making.
Right.
So if they want to,
we weren't arguing with you, but you win that argument. Good job.
Yeah.
So you're going back to Skinner as well, I'm guessing then.
Yes.
I think so. You can short leash him if you want.
I think you probably have to short leash anyone at this point. It's a must win on Thursday.
And you know what? It's like always, and this is nothing, wow, great point. It's the timing of those goals. 56 seconds in, 1-0. He's on his belly outside of the crease.
You could have pulled him right
and that
there.
blocker save on the penalty kill from Bobrovsky, that's timing as well.
So you get it's
that's
one
tie game.
It's 1-0, 56 seconds in. Perry gets the power play goal to start the second. After that scrum at the end of the first, they somehow pull Lundell out of all of that, and give him the penalty. All right, Edmonton gets a power play, 140 in, 2-1. And then a minute and change later, it's Reinhart who hasn't scored in about a calendar year, it feels like. And he's a goal scorer, but the goal is
short side shelf.
Yeah, it's not a great angle. It's maybe through a bit of a screen or whatever, but man, it's the timing of those goals that just kills you. You don't have any amount of time to even feel good about it. You don't get through your bench even once to let guys touch the ice and get back into the rhythm and flow of a game.
Games 1 and 2 are the same. Florida always punches back. Like someone said it the other day, nobody takes a punch like the Panthers, because they absolutely have looked outclassed at times. And yet Edmonton has not had a lead in the third. Florida always, they're just doesn't bother us. We'll just find a way. We'll find a goal later. It's remarkable how well they've responded. Everyone had them dead down 2-0 to Toronto. They weren't worried at all.
Did you golf, Pinder?
No, it was on Monday. I did golf. So I'm serious yesterday.
Yeah, he went flying out of here.
Hair on fire.
Yeah. Which is weird because he's got that book, Rhett.
The book had it on a Tuesday. Stupid book.
Oh, that'll happen.
Can't believe the book would do that to you.
Yeah, I know.
Outdoor dental. Are you going camping this year? You got your tent, got your fifth wheel all packed up, ready to go. Get out into the wilderness. You have a few pops, all that fresh air. You're tired. And then you're snoring your face off. The whole campground can hear you. Everyone in the camper pissed off with you. Outdoor dental. You're like, what's the, see that right there? That's the Soleil laser.
Fancy.
And that man went for 2 15-minute treatments.
That's it.
With the Soleil laser, it tightens the soft palate in the back of your throat. And because it's a big part of what does it. That thing back there. It's doing a lot of that. 2 15-minute treatments, increases the tension. It's non-surgical, pain-free, and you're sleeping better. You're getting more sleep. People in the campground aren't mad at you.
Warden doesn't swing by wondering what the ruckus is.
They laser out some popcorn out of my jibs right now. Would that work? Do you
Probably,
think?
yeah, probably could be. And just in general for dental implant treatment, just everything that they do with outdoor dental is cutting edge because of the Soleil laser. Find out more outdoor.dental as they They've put away those whips and chains and chisels. And
They never had
hammers.
them.
You won't find them. You can try.
Not there.
You can try.
They also have the Kirkland trail mix, and that stuff is like crack cocaine as well.
Is that right?
Oh, so good, Dean. You'd love it.
Are you staying in Buffalo or at Dr. J's outdoor dining?
Dr. Chase.
Really?
You need a little snack on the way out? Good.
It's a treat.
Doggy.
That too.
Something like that. Yeah. The Florida offense. Panthers have scored 5 or more in 8 of their last 11 playoff games. Flames scored 5 or more 11 times.
Dinner.
They've done it 8 times in the playoffs.
Jeez.
It's just, it's so fresh in our memory, this beat down. You forget about how close game 1 was and game 2 and all of that. So I'm kind of with you, Retro. You try and, not that you care. Okay, so they were real good and they stunk and the refs, all this whole thing. What's it going to be? I just feel like there's been a little bit too much shown by the Oilers through 3 rounds. Maybe they do collapse.
They're
Maybe
not going quietly.
I don't know. There's, like I said, that first, and I've only got myself as a reference, so I guess I have to use mine. But the first time I went to the finals against Colorado, we kind of hung up in there in game 1, and we just beat Mario and the Penguins in the semis. Like, we were playing pretty good.
Good.
Colorado stepped it up and shit pumped us in game 2, and it wasn't close. And I'm not saying that anyone's throwing in the towel, but it was almost you're not coming back from that sort of thing, right? Like when you look back on it, at the time you weren't thinking that, but when you look back on it, in the second time we went to the finals, we hadn't lost at home in Buffalo, and in game 3 against Dallas, we came out and we laid an egg. I think we lost 3-1 or 3-0, doesn't matter, but we didn't have the energy. And again, you're not thinking that at the time. But when you look back, it's like I said to Noodles, you guys are, how do you go into a game 3 and play flat? Like, it's the Stanley Cup Finals. Yeah. Like, there's something weird about it. I don't know. If they come back and rattle off 3 wins in a row, it's like, well, I guess that's a blip on the screen. But I wonder if it's more. How do you show up flat for a game?
Yeah, or was it the perfect storm, right? With all the special teams and the soft goal and
difference doesn't make. It's still
doesn't. And I think Edmonton should be better. I think we should be right back to another coin toss game on Thursday.
I hope not.
Oh, the hope is very different than
There's a lot of comedians out there. I'm not sure you guys knew that. There's a lot of funny people in the world, and the amount of people that have asked me if I'm a fan has increased.
Oh, you're cheering for the Oilers.
They're all hilarious. You know what I mean? Hilarious.
Well, I think there was a clip from the show. I think Jack, do you remember?
You mentioned this once. Yeah.
This is the worst topic in the world, but I just have to say it to all the losers out there. Take your fandom, enjoy it. Stop asking everyone else, are you cheering for the Oilers? Because we're not. We're just fucking not. Okay? So don't. Get your tattoo and F off.
I see your truck flags. I know who you're cheering for. That's fine.
You're cheering for the Oilers? No! Hate them.
Maybe they're trying to include you in on their fun.
I don't like the people. You're idiots. You're cheering for the... No. What fun? Did you see the hippo tank? Did you see the dress up? Everyone I sit with and watches the game, they're like, boy, those people. Ooh.
2 hours putting face paint on. He's our hero.
It's one thing to be like a team. Like, there are Bills fans that are cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, but they don't come across like these folk. There's some serious issues up there. It's in the water.
Is it in the water?
Yeah, and it's not good for them. Everyone that's cheering for the Oilers, it's like they have to just blurt it out to any random F-head that walks by them.
You know, you should come up to a game. They're really fun. No, they're not. I hate that team.
Yeah.
It would be a nightmare.
I'd
rather have my fingernails pulled out with like needle nose pliers. Are you kidding me?
I don't know you. I don't want to know you. Why are you talking to me about the Oilers?
So are you cheering? So you're cheering for Florida? Yes, very much so.
Oh, absolutely.
Yes. You don't want them to win again, do you? I'd like your Canadian team to win.
This is club sports. This is different than the Olympics. Okay. I'm not sure if you're aware. This is not the Olympics. This is not Team Canada. Yeah. Your second best player is a German. Okay, we don't need to go down this road. This is called club sports.
So yeah, I'm not entirely sure why people would be coming up and asking if you're cheering for the Oilers.
Yeah, because I already made a statement about it.
You've already gone on record
Yeah.
in a way.
Yeah.
Maybe people just, it's a little entry to reaching out. Hey, it's been a while. Maybe I'll just check in with Rhett.
Some funny folk out there. Real funny.
We've had the conversation, and we'll get into the Pinder Report here, but because I think he's staying in Florida, and it'll all be kind of a moot point. But Sam Bennett, Rhett, is now the betting favorite to win the Conn Smythe. He has 14 playoff goals, 12 of them on the road. 14, he's got goals and all.
Been unreal.
The other night, he lays out Podkolzin. He gets under the skin, and I mean, it was him at the right in the middle of that Frederick broken stick that led to that melee. He scores a huge goal to make it 4-1, I think it was. If all things were equal and Florida had no cap space, Florida's leaving the league, and Sam has to go sign somewhere to the highest bidder, what would be the contract?
Can't be less than 10 at this point. I'm sorry.
And I know it was just on Monday, but another game under all of our belts to watch him and them and the whole thing. And he's just becoming more of a focal point. He's his odds are better than McDavid to win the Conn Smythe. Sam Bennett. And I don't know, older fans will remember Claude Lemieux. Like, here was a guy pretty good in the regular season and a pest and that, good player, but boy, you get to the playoffs and he would lay it on the line. Lay it on the line. He was a playoff guy. That's what it feels like here, that you would be a team, and I do think he's staying in Florida based on what we've been told, but you would just turn the blinders on for 82 games every year. I don't care. Sam
50
hasn't
points. Who cares?
Sam hasn't scored in 12 games, 15 games.
Don't care.
Don't care.
Just get in. I don't care for a wild card. Then the shackles are off.
Yeah. You're going to start the playoffs on the road.
Great.
Whatever. 10. It might be more.
Oh, I think it's
at least. Yeah. Like,
for him, it's 11.
Well, and here's the thing. Like, on July 1, it's the least logical offer that is the highest number. Somebody's going to say, shit, we'll give you 12. We're swimming in cap space.
The position, the age, and
like
what is it the teams, I'm just thinking more about teams, Dallas, Colorado, teams that feel like we're right there.
Yeah.
And damn it, we can't get there. And this guy is on the market and is pure balls when it matters.
He is.
I would rather pay for that than the other, where he's really good in the regular season. I hope it continues in the postseason, but
it's great that it's Marner and him both up, because
where's
the value?
Right?
Isn't it perfect?
Well, yeah. And again, if look, if you're Sam, there's no pain about going to July 1 and seeing what's out there and then going back to Florida anyway. You might earn a little extra. Be like, look, I appreciate your 7.75, but it has to be 8.5. Okay, fine. We're back, because these guys are offering me 10 plus.
There have been a lot of players, and he's not that guy, but there have been a lot of players. McGillney strikes me as one. Semin was one. Contract year, it's going to be a big year.
Yeah.
Right? This is something else.
Contract
if he wins the Conn Smythe, lead the playoffs, and go the whole thing, well done. Well done.
Oof. I think to your point, if there was no cap constraints,
yeah, just if
I don't know that there's less than 25 teams saying we got to get this guy. Like, you have to be so deep 1, 2, 3 down the middle to be like, it just doesn't work here.
And you get a lot of romantic hyperbole and stuff when things are going this well for your team. But listening to guys like Keith Yandel and Panthers and that, it's like, this is a big reason. This guy was this is where it started to turn for Florida. When he came in, he was here before Tkachuk. He was in, like Ekblad was here and Bobrovsky.
Trophy his first year.
But this whole culture, band of brothers, a lot of this came together when he came in.
It's the style of play that Bill Zito's wanted to embrace more than anything. He gave away a 115-point player as one of 3 parts in a deal to get a rat. He loves this. He knows this wins in the spring. This is the DNA he's been trying to collect from around the league.
If it was anyone but the Oilers, do you think Flames fans would be ferocious? Because this is not a good thing for the Flames. They did not get a good return.
I brought it up the other day.
I know, and I don't really want to get you. You were very upset the other day. We weren't sure if you were hangry or because you knew you had to catch a flight, but it does not look good. The highest pick you've had in franchise history, you then kind of gave away for handful of magic beans, and he may win a Conn Smythe and back-to-back cups, and now he's set to become a highly, highly paid free agent.
Yeah, and these fans and us dumb media in Calgary all recognized that it needed to happen and hold no one accountable for mismanaging Sam Bennett.
Owners left. Who else you can hold accountable?
Well, you could still talk about the people that made those decisions.
For sure. And I think that's probably the biggest takeaway here is like, if you're running the Flames or you're way up or you got the owner's ear, you're the owner. Just watch a lot of this series because you're not a UFA away, right? You can go spend that cap space. Like it's,
and I don't think Connie's out to lunch on this.
I agree. I think Connie knows exactly what's going on.
I'm going to play a little something here, then we'll get to the Pinder Report. I saw this morning because there's going to be, whether it goes 5, 6, 7 games, whatever, there's going to be a handshake line at some point in the next week or so. And
Paul Maurice is going to be involved in one of these.
But Paul Maurice, win or lose, will he be shaking hands? You go back to last round, and it was on the ice. He goes up to Rod Brindamore at the end of that. So maybe we shouldn't be. And I really like Maurice, but I think he has taken some heat over this one. But I really don't know if we should be shaking hands. We're not in the battle. Blah blah blah. Rod Brindamore did not go through the handshake line, and then was on the Cam and Strick podcast. Andy Strickland and Cam Janssens have a great podcast out in St. Louis. Here was Rod the Bod joining them.
He spelled it out like 100%. Hey, listen, I don't want to get in the line. It's about the players, and I totally agree with that. Like it is about the players. No shit, we're just sitting back there. We don't participate. I'm not out there blocking shots and getting my head beat in. I get it. So I get his perspective on that. I think about it now. I got asked about it at our end of the year presser here, and I'm like, you know what? I should have went in the line because that's what I wanted to do. And it's about just showing respect, right? Like it has nothing to do with anything but, you know what? We're in it with the players. I don't care what you say. Even though I'm not out there, we invest in it. I care about these guys. It's just about respect. That's it. You know what? I'm a grown man here. I'll make my own decisions moving forward. But I adhered to him because he had won. Like I felt like, they won. They get the right to do it. But now that I take a step back, now that I've had time to think about it, that's not going to happen again.
Rod the Bod.
His last year playing, Paul was the first-year head coach in Carolina. Wonder if that wasn't Paul being like, now a young chap. Let me remind you.
Rod's wound tight.
You still got the energy.
He's got some juice to him. He's got some real juice to him. So I don't know if this Paul Maurice no handshake thing's going to take off.
I think it's dumb, and I think it's overblown, and the fact that we're still talking about it is stunning. I said the other day, Peter Maher sent me a clip of the Game 7 versus Tampa Bay, and for some reason afterwards on the tubes, there was a game where we beat San Jose, and I'm trying to remember back to the 90s if the coaches were on the ice shaking hands or if they just shook each other's hands, because Daryl, who had just coached San Jose the year before, went and stood at their gate.
Yeah, waited for the coaches.
Shook their hands as they come off. The players.
Yeah.
Oh, the players. Okay.
Yeah. Now, there's obviously he knew those guys and coached there, blah, 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 blah. Guys, shake hands. I think it is about respect. The massage therapist doesn't have to go out there and shake hands. Let's
agree.
Yeah.
And again, Paul Maurice was shaking hands in round 1. Just a reminder to everyone. It was a very interesting twist as soon as the calendar flipped from April to May. Are
you going to watch this game tomorrow?
Hell yeah. What do you mean? Am I going to watch it?
I might go to the Bison's game.
Yeah. I've got some news on that as well.
All right.
Yes.
Well, we were talking about the other day. You were doing puzzles of wine regions or something while the game was on. Like, it's
high stress.
It's a big game.
It is. I also kid baseball playoffs, but we'll catch some of it for sure live.
That's high stress for Pinder. Youth sports. This guy, he raises champions. Dean,
no,
I'm not sure if you know that. We're here for the championships. And we're going to get dialed in. We've been at the batting cages. We've been hitting grounders.
Winners. That's what we're doing here. We're in the business of...
Lost last night. So down to your last strike, boys. Let's go. You want to sleep in the park or in your beds?
That's right. Let's get to the Pinder Report. It's presentation of Village Honda. Village, your dealership for life. The Honda Ridgeline. Car and Driver magazine ranked the interior of the Ridgeline tops in its class for practicality and comfort. The ride is unmatched. You're not going. You want one? You go to Village Honda. That's where you're going.
Let's go.
Yeah, that's what you're doing.
Let's go.
That's where you go. That's what you do, and that's how you do it. It's time for the Pinder Report.
Signing in Flamesland yesterday as mutant winger Adam Klapka has signed a 2-year extension with an AAV of $1.25 million a year. Pike's got more at the website. A quick thought on the man who will turn 26 at expiry and be an RFA versus a 3-year deal would have sent him right to you. Reaction to the deal.
Good. Go get him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kick some ass.
1.25.
Low risk.
You're 24.
Low term.
Sure.
Large man. Great finish to the season. Say that.
Don't get cocky.
Yeah, you can, if you're looking to see what can go wrong, we could pass along Walker Dewar's number, and even to a lesser extent, think of how much Marty Pospisil impressed us in his first 40 games.
What about Lance Booma? Remember Lance Booma?
Booma had quite a longer run, but yeah, he's definitely just signed in Germany, so there's lots of reminders out there.
Go get him, Adam.
Go get him, Clapper.
Yeah.
Now, this being done, there's not really a lot of work left.
Bonnie's getting all the important stuff dealt with.
Yeah, so here's the list that Ryan Pike, our boy, has.
Is this a spreadsheet that Pike
is? That is just for everyone's understanding. That's 12 forwards with forecasted totals for Zeri and Frost, who are RFAs. And there's your 6 blue liners. Okay. Obviously, Perek could make that 7. Balls forecast as an RFA. And you got 1 goalie. Still 17 million in cap space, Rhett, after... No, I'm sure you could give one of those million to Justin Kirkland if you really wanted a 4th line center. You could probably, push Jake Bean off the depth chart with a $4 or $5 million left shot defenseman. They got a lot of money. Backup goalies. How much is backup goalies? At $10 million, they can afford one.
I find goaltending very important. So maybe a $10 million, that'd be a good. They're going for it, right?
They got to be.
Oh, that's the Steelers.
That's
Steelers are all.
Yeah. What's Aaron making? Can we squeeze him in?
I think it's 10.
Yeah, we can squeeze in.
Nice.
We can add Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah.
Even if it's just for the life wisdom. We'll get to more on Aaron in a moment. Here's your forward lines as it stands. I know there's going to be talk about adding guys, but if you're adding, you have to either put someone on waivers or trade someone out, which is always easier said than done.
Go ahead.
By all means, try to upgrade the group.
I'm trying to be rude, but
no one wants your Yegor. Joel was brutal since he got here. Has to be better. Not quite sure what Morgan Frost is yet. You like that 4th line of energy go-getters.
Yeah, I mean, these are
more
guys
established quantities in the top 6.
Yeah, these are guys who have contracts. I think there's upgrades across the board that could be made. Don't think
will be made.
I don't think will be.
Yeah, I don't either. Like you could definitely kick tires on an Anthony Mantha type of guy, but
look at Rhett.
I need you to explain the head toss there.
Wow, I'm just we're rolling back the same. The band is back.
Everyone's got contract. Yeah,
everyone's back. And where are we going to end up?
Same spot. Yeah.
Oh, great.
9th in the West, or maybe you don't get all those comeback victories and the elite net binding and all the bounces. We'll see.
Got you energized, Retro?
No, don't mess with the chemistry, which is sad because they played their asses off and they gave us a great season. It's now 2 months after, though. You can look back and go, I'm trying to project a little further out.
Yeah, I would be too.
Yeah.
This, of course, does not have on that list was not Joel Hanley, who's a UFA. Everyone expecting to walk.
Everyone hates Joel Hanley. Eh?
People are expecting Zane Perek to start. It would be silly to send him back to there. At least give him a try in the NHL.
Is he going to help or hinder?
Maybe a bit of both. I think
Good.
you could certainly tell me the power play is going to be better, but he's not a great defensive defenseman at this point, and even good defensive defensemen at age 19 aren't very good defensively. So
I don't see a Hanzik here.
yeah, no, I don't either.
He started the season.
He sure did. He had a good 2 weeks there, didn't he?
It's a first-round pick, Ryan.
Also true.
I think he'd probably
You
have
love
to stay.
first-round picks. You never fail. First-round picks.
Gotta have them.
What?
Oh, I was saying I like the really, really high ones. That's when mid-season I was saying you should trade Rasmus so your pick would actually be in the top 10 rather than gift it to Montreal.
Yeah.
I'm still cheeky about this Hanzik thing because I feel like they went off the board. I was watching, and everyone that was announcing or talking or commentating on it was kind of, okay, let's Hanzik, yeah, he played in Vancouver. He was not next up in their mind.
It was not Igor Shinnikov either, but like, who is this guy? We haven't heard of them. What league is?
Oh,
But yeah, by all means, Hanzo, prove us wrong again.
prove us wrong. We've been known
Dean
to be
buried
wrong.
you after
You
prosecuting
can be
Anthony at a
the
great
best third line center or
Yes, do
forward,
it.
even if that's accomplished. Great. But
And to be fair, that's kind of what a reasonable outcome is for a 16th overall pick. If you're a third line player,
then you're an idiot.
we should do the math one day about how many players in the league, how many picks are in the first round, and why everyone thinks top 20 picks should all be stars. Because there's just not that many jobs, right?
I don't know. I feel like you're contradicting yourself because you're the one that's all in about just picks. We need more
As many as you can.
Pick.
The higher the better, because it's harder to screw up. Yeah. Picks are good. Because free agency ain't going to fix this team.
Oh,
Correct me if I'm wrong.
Get Bennett and Marner. You're telling me that's not going to improve things? Good grief,
Well,
Pinder. You're so out to lunch.
Plan the parade route. Bring them in. Got the money. You just showed you
Right?
the cap space.
You just said how much cap space we have.
Yeah.
Good grief.
I do need to make the handbook just so I have it handy when this stuff comes up.
Yeah.
It's like, so you got to get a pick, but if it's at 16, well, that's only a third line player at best, and you can't expect more than that. But so why are you trading? I do enjoy place. It's always.
I enjoy the Pinder says all first rounders are going to be great. Pinder also says you can easily miss at 16. Like, we understand there's a spectrum, right? That pick 1 isn't equal to pick 20, isn't equal to pick 32.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. So like,
Sometimes
you don't need to oversimplify my point, which is you need really good young players. And the more high picks you have, the better your chance of getting them, right?
I understand.
It's not a complicated case.
No, it's not. Yeah.
Okay. Dustin Wolf was left off the ballot by 3 dummies that actually are allowed to vote on NHL awards yesterday. We told you this. Rhett, he finished second to Lane Hudson. Congrats, Lane. Macklin Celebrini finished third. It was Matvey Mishkov fourth, and I believe Logan Stankoven finished fifth. So
what are we mad about?
3 turds didn't even have them in their top 5. Now, luckily, Flames Twitter guy at Fiery Sharky has found these 3 monkeys. Wayne Fish from the Allentown Morning Call, Sammy Silber of the Hockey News, and Adam Denker of the Hockey News. If you need any more,
didn't even know her.
Any more reason to go look for the Hockey News at your newsstand that doesn't exist anymore? That might be 2 good reasons.
Yeah, they had 5 on their ballot. Wolf wasn't one of them. We used to have Wayne Fish on the radio show.
Come on. Philly?
Yeah.
I can understand he'd have Mishkov higher because he's playing the homer card, but are you telling me that Cutter Gauthier was way better this year? Like, who the hell did you have at 5? Yeah. Oh, shit, I forgot to look at goalies. I just sorted by rookie scoring. Fuck.
That could be it.
Well, it's got to be, but that's how bad it is that these people have votes.
Well, it is that bad because I know that someone that you named earlier gets to vote, and although very dialed in on it. Maybe.
Wolf was number 1 on Wes Gilbertson, Eric Francis, Darren Haynes.
Oh, so they're not biased.
And Salim Belgi's ballots. Mike got him at 2. Okay, we'll move. Another award given away, which means another awkward. We're going to surprise the guy who's totally surprised, right?
Oh, surprise.
Now, luckily, it's Calgary boy this time.
Oh, nice. I've been friends with Kale for a long, long time. We're secretly going to have his brother Taylor film some of our golf shots. We're going to play 11 holes, at which point we're going to stop at Cal's parents, surprise Kale with the trophy and all his friends and family.
The smallest thing's off, he's going to know, so we just hope today goes smooth.
I'm not too worried. I think we'll get him.
Chuck.
At the back.
Congratulations, Kale. You are the 2025 Norris Trophy winner.
Thank you very much.
There you go.
My first thought was honestly that one of the boys that I was playing with won like some golf trophy.
Yeah, it wasn't a buddy winning a golf tournament. It was Kale.
Yeah.
I think he was more excited to
Smash
see his
that
dog.
thing on
I'm
the
gonna be honest.
ground. You're in for the cup, Kale. That's what you're there for. Pickard. That's awesome.
Second, Norris has one cup, and yeah, doesn't it feel like he's not really ready to celebrate this season yet? Maybe that was a tough out for Colorado.
Hell of a player. Looks nice in Calgary.
Yeah,
Gorgeous.
close to
Yeah.
home would be really good. Connie, you aware of this guy's contractual status?
Congrats, Kale.
Summer 27 before that new rink opens.
Come on home.
Trade about to happen in the NHL. Apparently, Frank Baum. It's a Frank Baum. Not Frank. It's Frank. So we know this is legit.
Okay.
Apparently, the Rangers are about to send their third, onerous contract out the door under Chris Drury. Not sure what the end game is here, but maybe even following Jacob Trouba to Anaheim as the Ducks and Rangers work on a Chris Kreider trade. Kreider, an off year last year, 22 goals, 30 points in 68 games. He's 1 year removed from 39 goals and 75 points. And we all know the sliding train wreck that was the Rangers season last year.
And a Stanley Cup playoff run where he was epic in winning hockey games. Like they were talking, he's Messier. He's Messier.
30 elimination games in the playoffs. He scored in 16 of them. Like he has been a money guy for them, but obviously last year everything went wrong.
Get his ass out of there.
And Anaheim is saying, okay, we'll give you nothing, but do it. 2 years left on his deal. He's making 6.5, which isn't much money anymore.
34 years old. Is this the Ducks, insulating the young guys with veterans? They've already got.
Yeah, but what are they giving up to get him?
It sounds like Casey Terrence, a second rounder from 23 who only scored 20 goals in the O as a 19-year-old. It's not much. He's from the New York area.
Yeah.
I don't look. Clearly, the Rangers have wanted this guy out for a while. The snag right now apparently is that Anaheim was on his no trade list that he's got a few teams on, but there's a thought that he's just happy to get out of there right now because of the train wreck that Drury and the bad cover band singer owner and previously AV was involved in.
I think that Anaheim was on a lot of teams' no trade list, but I think because they played better last year, all of a sudden guys are going, hey, wait a minute here.
They're not far away, I don't think. Yeah.
The team's improving. Yeah, I'll wait.
The other thing of it is too, when you talk about it, when you have a no trade, it's you want to have it, you negotiate for it. Sometimes it's not that hard.
Yeah.
You would think, why would I want to leave New York? Well,
there's a lot of reasons.
I've been a Ranger for a long time and I do love it here, but under the current environment, I will probably take a trade somewhere.
I would bet a lot of money that last year was the most miserable professional career of his NHL career. Year, I should say. Like that was just awful last year, that team.
Yeah. Guy can score. Power play specialist.
39 2 years ago. It's not nothing, but 34.
Yeah.
Great news locally is Brent Dodging Horse has won the Willie O'Ree Award as Canada's winner. One for the U.S., one for Canada.
They didn't surprise him?
No.
Oh.
There was public voting and he won the vote.
They love surprises. That Gary.
Well, you know what? I don't know what is worse, surprises or dudes reading off teleprompters in the award show they don't want to be at. Because
Bill Daly comes into the office, sits down, whoopee cushion on his chair. Gary pops out. Ha! Got you.
You're the vice president of the year, Gary.
Oh,
Or
Gary,
Bill.
you got me again, you turkey.
We've gone too long without one, so we need a Pittsburgh Steelers Jackometer update. First, let's give you a little information about what's going on with the team. There he is. Those colors don't look right.
That beard looks very familiar.
Very salty. Wisdom, Rhett, he's amassed along the way. The green, at least, was in both the Jets and the Packers uniform. This is just an odd look. Jack, rate this look out of 10.
10 out of 10, boys.
Okay, he loves
Rodgers was pissing me off all off season, made me wait, made me suffer, but I'm all in now.
You know who he
First day of practice, I was watching all the highlights. What were you going to say?
Such a loser.
Can you hear his voice, right? Like you can hear.
Oh, he's jacked. He's back in.
I'm so pumped. I can't believe this is real.
Oh, my God. Now, he made the Steelers wait. This is a very late development in the offseason. You know who he didn't make wait this offseason?
He got married.
Whoever the hell he got married to a few
Nobody
months
knows.
ago.
Yeah, he was very proud. He said he pulled one over on all the media and everybody.
Congrats, I guess.
That's one reason to get married, I guess.
Maybe. Divisional rival Myles Garrett was asked about his Cleveland Browns playing the Pittsburgh Steelers and Aaron Rodgers this year.
I think it's a good opportunity to put him in the graveyard.
It's a great opportunity to put him in the graveyard.
Appreciate it.
I also
that
would
man
not wear
looks like he
sleeves.
might be able to.
Yeah, I think he's the man for the job.
No sleeves is a choice, but it's the right choice for Myles Garrett. Let's be clear.
I wouldn't wear shirts. I would barely be clothed. I'd be getting kicked out of
I'd keep the
restaurants.
headband, and that's about it.
Yep.
Yeah.
He's going to beat Rodgers over the head with his helmet or what?
Oh, see, that's a throwback because Miles, Mason,
Okay.
right? Huh?
All right.
Yeah.
And so everyone is reacting now to Aaron Rodgers finally arriving in Pittsburgh. And I saw this pop up today. It's a how's the season going to go for the Steelers? Okay, we're going to open up with a win against the Jets, win against Seattle. Oh no, setback, 2 losses into the bye. All you need to know is it nets out to what, Rhett?
9-8-ish.
9-8. Another year of Calgary Flames football.
Good finish though.
Go get him.
Playoff team.
Oh, losing in the first wild card.
Correct.
To
Getting
a good
blown out
team.
in the first round.
100%.
So
And
good work by Tomlin.
you're ready
It's
to
a
get hurt
nice
again?
warm up for the other teams when they get to play Pittsburgh in the first round. That's
You're
a
ready to
nice
get hurt again, Jack.
ball
right?
goal.
Probably.
Look at him in the black there, Jackie boy.
Yeah, see, that
Looks
looks
good.
better, yeah.
This popcorn is so good.
So what kind of pot is it? Like caramel corn or is it just salted rig?
I like cheddar, so I always get myself a bag of cheddar.
Yeah.
But everyone else likes the Chicago mix, the caramel
Right.
cheddar mix. Oh,
And so which one are you eating?
this is just the cheddar.
I was gonna say, I hope you don't get any on your shirt. The man loves popcorn.
I keep looking for that shelf with the ranch on it, but I probably realize he's not renting that house anymore. He's
Yeah.
somewhere else.
Well,
today.
wait till he lies down on the floor.
Right.
Then
Okay.
maybe he comes into shot.
We do have a game tonight, fellas. It's not our men's national soccer team, nor a CFL game,
Right.
nor an NHL game. It is game 3 of the NBA Finals.
You got to cheer for the Thunder because they got a Canadian guy on there, so we're bringing it back to Canada.
SGA, the MVP of the league.
That's how it
Suddenly
works,
a
right?
household name on this show.
That's how it works, right?
Yeah, hell yeah, bring it back.
Canada, you cheer for Canada, and if you're not from, or if you're from Canada, out of Canada, yeah.
Is this a ratings bonanza for the NBA? Do you think?
No, but I actually think it is an entertaining final. It's
Right.
just 2 tiny markets.
Because just looking at that,
Yeah.
it feels like
I was listening to Stephen A. because I do my rounds, and
Yeah,
Stephen
you
A.
make
was actually on a political show that I was listening.
wow.
Very
He
good.
was talking about how great
Oh,
the NBA is doing. Really, the listeners are really dialed in.
The listeners.
They're
Who
doing
in the F is the Rocky Mountain Register? Get out of here. Phoning me. Rocky Mountain. And they're from Colorado. Maybe it's scale.
No, he's in Calgary.
It's Kale. Yeah, I know, but maybe he's phoning me from his Denver number and wants me to go out and teach him a few things.
The Rocky Mountain Register. That sounds like a media outlet. Maybe all of your blogging has caught in the eye of a newspaper in
Rhett,
Denver.
Your writing on the Second Amendment is really incredible. We'd like to use a few pieces in the Rocky Mountain Registry. Here's something for you to do in Buffalo. You're there for a bit, right? You're there. You got Fridays, the concert. Saturday. Okay. Well, here's something for later in the week. Max Scherzer, $70 million earned this year, getting paid champ, and future Hall of Fame Major League pitcher, will be starting for the Bisons on Friday night after the hockey game night, before the concert night.
I'll
get your ass down to that beautiful brick diamond down there.
I can go down there and throw the ball around with him there if he wants to warm up with me.
Could you do the ceremonial first pitch?
No, I can't throw.
What about a 999, Rhett? Because I know you're really eager to do ours, but just conflict in schedule.
I think that sounds great.
We'll send RJ out.
Yeah.
Hammer some dogs.
You and the shoveler.
See if you can beat Jack's record of 5.
Jack, you're such a quitter.
Oh my God.
You and Rogers.
Speaking of 999, someone tried to do it the other day in the stadium. Which,
really?
I'm never going to do that again. In stadium would be an interesting little. I don't know.
We bought it all at once.
It would go different.
This guy looks like a beast.
He looks like a beast. He's got the Ricky from Trailer Park Boys
what do you mean?
T-shirt going on here. He's got the white shades.
Did he buy all 9 beers and all 9 dogs?
It looks like they might even be tall boys. Like, this guy looks ready.
Did you pack the Pepsi? Finished the 3rd inning, finished the 3rd beer. I'm actually on my 4th hot dog. I'm a little ahead of schedule.
Get up and move around.
Yep.
I think our rules officials would allow it. You get that close to the finish line, maybe you need a little help.
Maybe you bend the rules just a little because you see the work ethic. What's the name of that ballpark in Buffalo? Used to be Coca-Cola.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
Jim's convenience store.
Salen's. It's a hot dog sponsor. Salen's hot dog.
I bet they serve hot dogs and beers.
It's a sign.
They're big though.
Well, when you're doing your rounds,
before
Friday, see if they have just the regular sized dogs.
I'm sure Greg at Banter will have some pals in Buffalo he can hook you up with.
Down,
Aussie Brad checked in a couple weeks ago. I don't want to get too much into his prediction.
Yeah.
But I think this guy we found might be his dad.
If you're a fucking fair dinkum fucking full-grown Aussie, this is what you'd have for breakfast, you fucking dog cunts. A fucking VB long neck at 20 to 8 in the fucking morning. Get that up, yeah.
It's behind the wheel.
That's the other side of the car there. That's okay. Yeah. That might not be okay.
Either way, it feels
I'm
like
sure you're allowed to drink a long neck VB at 7:48.
Boy, they just fire the C-bombs around, eh? Just no issues. Just let them fly. Wow.
Finally.
Do you want to show this?
Why not?
Okay.
Listen, everyone's inviting all of us. You got to get up to Edmonton. You got put your allegiances aside. Come enjoy the camaraderie, the festivity, the whole
You're a
city's
fan, aren't you, Dean? You're cheering for the Oilers, aren't you?
I haven't seen this.
Oh, come on. It's good. They're going to be cheering dry side of
Right,
Let's
Ryan's
go check
fault.
it out. Now, this is not Oilers fans and Panthers fans, Rhett, or if you're just listening.
That's their watch party.
This is the watch party at the Hippo Tank for Game 3.
I know we got to. You said it the other day. We got to get up there.
We got to get up there. Now, here's the thing. They're also doing the things outside. It's not just at the Hippo Tank. They got the pit as well.
Oh, that guy's really out.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so we're switching over here.
Yeah, there's drool.
This is much better because it's only like 8 chicks fighting, which is a really normal thing I see everywhere I go.
She lies down.
What the fuck? What is it, the fuck?
What are we doing, people? I've never seen.
You live in Edmonton.
You're excited about the final, right? Oh boy!
Yeah, you're right. There's something in the water.
Oh, there. It's not a joke. It's
okay. Well,
there's security. 3 guys in
yellow
vests.
vests. So we'll settle this down. Anyway, we're going to decline the invite, but thanks for everyone inviting us up to Edmonton. At least me personally. I don't know what Rhett's schedule is like or your availability. Do you know you got a lot of softball?
If it gets to Game 7, I'm trying to get up there.
I do believe that part of this is they think it helps them win.
Really?
Because
they've gotten this far with all the fights.
That's right. It's fighting. This is their part. They're doing their part. Kind of like Rhett and I not wearing orange or drinking out of orange water bottles. That it's them bludgeoning each other about the forehead.
Never thought about that.
Dude is concussed.
Yeah.
And I'm here to. I know it's not a regular game night, but that'd be a dirty floor. You're laying on it. Got your. Maybe he was listening to see if there was a train coming. Maybe he was playing around.
I don't know if I can hear it.
I don't know. I wouldn't lie there if I were you. If that train comes through, well,
you just have to get up here. It's so friendly, and the fans are so great. Rain check. Back to you, Dean.
Village Honda, located in the Northwest Auto Mall. New in-stock inventory. If it's a new vehicle you're looking for, you just need that new car smell. They get it. They understand it. They're going to do what they can to get you behind the wheel of one. You're talking about some of the most impeccably crafted vehicles in the world, on the planet. There's nothing like the sound of a new Honda door. FOMP, I think is how you would. It's a foomp.
Double O?
Maybe. If it was double, I'd be in. I'd maybe go PH.
Oh,
like foomp. There it is.
I like that.
We can talk about it after, I guess. It's
not by Anthony.
Yeah. Northwest Auto Mall, online, villagehonda.com. We weren't sure if we were going to get you. We had your photo ready to go just in case. Maybe we're going to have to get you on the phone, or if something didn't happen.
Hey, I would
run into some technical difficulties.
Yeah. What was the technical difficulties? Did we end up
snot-nosed kid yelling in the Starbucks?
Oh,
wasn't like a popcorn kernel in your teeth?
These are in my teeth now. I
Okay.
I didn't.
So are you at the home studio there in?
Yeah. If you want to see some pictures, there's some weird art in this room.
I'm down.
Yeah. Because it is. It's potato salad season. I know Greg doesn't really want to talk about it.
Well, he should.
Their potato salad is the tits.
Yeah, whatever you do, just don't go up and ask for that. Although,
I'm telling you.
That doesn't look like Pinder, I don't think.
Yeah, it's a little too beardy.
We don't get too critical because the guy that makes them, all of a sudden you kind of ripped them for a spelling error, and now they've slowed down a great deal.
Remember what I said
it was the meat merit.
Yes.
That's what's a merit.
Remember what I said to you the other day, Pinder? Tone matters.
Yeah, tone matters.
Sorry about the tone.
So we thought we would use this if we didn't have you.
In the 3-shot?
Yeah.
Look at all the Aaron Rodgers wisdom. It's pretty good. No critiques there.
Bonton Meat Market. It's been too long. You can be like Rhett. You can grab a tub to take home and a tub for the drive home.
Yeah,
Greg, I'll see you Tuesday. I'll be up there for a couple of tubs, and I'm gonna maybe need to restock the fridge, so we might have a little larger order that needs to be filled.
I was happy to facilitate Jack's first meeting with Greg.
Oh yes,
the tailgate on Saturday.
Yeah,
he quite enjoyed himself.
28 Crowfoot Circle Northwest, Southern Alberta's Consumer Choice Award winner, best deli and meat market for 24 consecutive years. Just thinking of it.
Sounds a K. It's just Marquette.
Got it.
Not Merit.
They've got salads, desserts, and of course, we're in it now. We're well into June. It's barbecue season. It's grilling. You've got your griddle. You're doing smash burgers. Whatever it is. Don't stroll through your grocery store. You're just going to be so disappointed.
Get some cheesecake while you're there too.
Yeah, that's a good move.
Now, Ryan, what was Greg saying he wanted to do for the tailgate party? That we got to do some big one. Was it lobster?
Oh, he's thinking about a boil of sorts when we get later in the summer.
He sent a picture once of the boil.
He did. But he also wants to round up as many like former O linemen around town as possible and get them so you can eat the most, whether it was crab or lobster or something like that.
That's.
I just said yes. That all sounds good. I'll be there.
He still wants to celebrate the bologna sandwich.
I don't know what the delay is. You're an organizing guy. Greg's got the goods. Let's get this done.
Okay.
When's the block party, Red? Have we got a date set for that yet? Because we could probably tie it into that.
I was actually going to take some video of how they do work here as opposed to Calgary, because they're doing a major road job here.
Yeah.
And they don't have 17 people standing around in yellow vests.
2 in the alley today. 2.
Send it to Nenshi so he can see the video and get things going.
When I left the room there briefly, there was a man, and he was saying that they're tearing up the sidewalk outside.
Yeah.
Again.
Yeah.
That'll be good, though, for all the local businesses, because then it's easy. Oh, wait. No, I mean, that's bad for all the.
Probably bad when you can't get to the business.
Probably quite bad.
Yeah. Maybe they'll chopper you in. Is that
yeah.
If you would like to go for some
now, you know what they've got hanging around there sometimes is the crane. They'll crane you.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh, good.
Some gelato. Have some drones that'll bring you in. I look forward to that. So are you going to this concert on the weekend? You have tickets?
Hell yeah.
Nice.
Now, was that the basis of the whole trip, or you're already going to be out there anyway?
There was a whole bunch of things that came together. So, yeah.
Everything coming up, Rhett?
Nothing comes up, Rhett, but for everyone else, there seems to be. Yep.
Yeah. Let's do our bets of the day.
Rhett, can you get me a George Strait concert shirt?
Hey, Jack, can you get me 4 pizzas?
Sure.
Oh, boys.
Oh, jeez.
That's how this works, right?
That's a deal you got to make.
That's fair.
That was a quick turnaround, too.
He was
there
not
was never
no cobwebs there. He was bang.
Can you get me 4 pizzas?
Yeah, what day back? Tuesday? Done.
Well, maybe we could do, there could be like a
exchange.
You know, like you
That's
see in
what it
movies.
is.
Like here's the drugs, here's
the money, I give you
briefcase
the
of
stuff.
The
We
exchange.
could do it in the back alley, but those 2 fellas won't let us back there.
Fluoro
so-
vests, yeah.
That's right. George, what size, Jack?
XL.
XL George Strait concert shirt.
Listen, there was a duster, and not you, Dean, another duster from the radio station that went to a WrestleMania, and we requested hats, and they're the worst garbage hat ever made in the history of hat construction.
Yeah.
So I'm only going to get you a shirt if you're around Saturday night and I'm texting you the pictures and you tell me what you want. I don't got a half-asses. This is Rhett's Fashion Week. So are you going to be around
Yes, I'll
and
be
available?
around.
All right.
Okay, hang on.
If you'd like to sponsor Rhett's
You're saying it's
Fashion Week,
not Rhett's Fashion Week?
Not this. It's not
It's
till
in
July.
it's in the liner.
Right
It's
before Shark Week in July or August there.
not Rhett's Fashion Week. You know what, Rhett? You're a good friend. Hey, Rhett, could you grab me a shirt? How about 4 pizzas? And you better be around your phone, and I'm going to text you because I'm not picking.
it's not Fashion Week.
It's not Fashion Week.
Not your personal shopper.
Jack.
I think you can do that. I think that's a reasonable ask.
And you know what else I'll get you? I'll get you a Bills jersey just to have you come over to the other side, pal. So you don't have to worry about Aaron.
I'll think about it.
I saw Josh Allen was talking about, don't disrespect to the guys who play the flag football, but flag football in the Olympics, be kind of fun to play for your country.
Really?
A lot of chatter about that.
Patty
I bet
Mahomes
there
was the
is.
exact opposite. No, I'll leave that for the younger guys. Okay. You'd be good. You said it first, Rhett.
I think it'd be cool. Those guys would want to win an Olympic medal. How the hell else are
What
they?
the hell are
They
you going to
can't
play
curl.
against, though? Does anyone else play flag football on Earth?
Yeah, there's a
Even
good chance
better.
of gold.
Even better.
Yeah. Oh, they beat Armenia 2,000-0.
It's like who's
That's
on the
an Olympic gold medal that will forever be in your family unless you lose it.
Yeah,
We've
you can't
got
lose that one.
Randy Chevrier. I
No,
like
they don't.
I like Josh's chances, maybe.
They don't kick and play.
No.
Are you a long sniper?
Bet365. You want to get in the action for the Stanley Cup playoffs? Bet365, they got you. Game props, player props, totals, money line, series winners, Stanley Cup champions, Conn Smythe. Whatever your bet is, it's never ordinary at Bet365. Download the app, get in the game. Official partner of the Stanley Cup playoffs. Must be 19 or older.
Blue Jays, hottest team in baseball. Somehow, didn't see that coming. They've won 11 of 13. Matinee getaway day against St. Louis. Off day tomorrow. Money lines plus 125. I've done plus 120. Look at that. Dropped. And George Springer has hit this total in 6 consecutive games. 2 bases or more. That's hits, doubles 2. Total bases, walks aren't included. 6 games in a row. He's cleared this total. It's plus 135. That just feels too big a number.
You've just been making bank.
Doing okay on the Jays last 11 of 13 games.
There you go. If you haven't signed up, I'm going to use the promo code NATION when you do.
Hell yeah.
Get signed up. Bet365. It's never ordinary at Bet365.
And Kirky's DH today. Kirky's been unbelievable. Your boy, Rhett. Our boy. Can be an all-star again.
Kirky's been good. Saw my other boy homered last night.
Oh, really, Rowdy?
Yeah, for the Mariners. So proud of that boy.
He's almost DFA'd in the spring. Good recovery.
Oh,
for him.
he's a good boy. He's a sweet boy. To the super chat we go. Money raised for the youth centers of Calgary. We got a trifecta coming in today. Matty Hurl. Any correlation, in your opinions, between no arena deal and the Flames building a cup winner in the Warner and Gaudreau era?
Different eras, I'm guessing we're talking about there. I don't remember them playing together.
Well, I think it's because there was many iterations of need a rink. Then they were going to build it along the
Calgary next.
Yes, there was. So the fact that they've had to wait this long for an arena deal would maybe, I don't know.
I think Pike had mentioned first noting of it by Ken King was in 04. So that is Rhett's era, to be fair.
I feel like they've been trying to win. I don't think they've been, well, we would go for this free agent, but without an arena 3 years away, we won't sign this guy.
What about the flip side where you're like, yeah, I don't really love the rink there. Maybe I'll sign somewhere else. Is that a thing or no?
It's not just the rink. It's Canada. It's Alberta. It's North and the arena. And yeah, it's all the above.
Lack of contenders, all that.
Got it. That's an angle I maybe didn't see. All right.
New rink won't hurt, tell you that.
I don't know if we gave an answer there. We're undecided. We're undecided if there's a correlation or not.
I don't know what correlation means, but
Kreider trade clears cap room for Marner or Bennett? Asks R&B.
Good. I don't know. I don't really know what New York's trying to do here.
It just looks like they're trying to shave everything.
they're going to put out another letter at the end of the year one season and let everybody know that
Trouba gone, Kreider. They would love to get rid of Zibanejad. I think they're just looking to.
Dear Rangers fans, we hold ourselves to a particular standard here with the blue shirts, and with Connor McDavid becoming a free agent in the summer of 2027, we are going to take a step backwards to take 2 steps forward. We know it's tampering. Sorry, Gary. Penned bad lounge singer.
Right.
Now, does the tampering fine affect your cap space?
No.
Oh, well, then it's all worth it.
It's Tamperfest. Yeah,
Tamperfest.
I'm telling you, you call the significant other over there at the cultural capital, you get her on board, you give her a couple shops down on
Manhattan
Park, and let her open. Here you go. You want to
where Rodeo Drive? Go
Nope.
down to LA, maybe go on, like you say. New York's a great spot.
That's how popular your restaurant would be If it wasn't people driving up with truck nuts on diesels.
Yes, exactly.
Hey,
the people outside
so
there.
much more popular. You're a restaurateur.
You definitely need less.
Shock hold you back.
You need less security.
Having a nice little latte on your sidewalk cafe without some guy driving his diesel and blowing coal smoke in your face.
Wrap it.
We got one more. Go Panthers.
Oh, it'd be good. $6.99.
$6.99. Right in there. Well,
that's a show.
That's a show. Noodles is great.
Bring back some of that popcorn, or is that illegal?
It's gone now, but we are coming back through Chicago, so I will have to.
Do we need to be on our phones because it's not cuisine week? Or
yeah, it's not Rhett's popcorn week, so you're gonna have to be ready by your phone.
There's only two choices: you get the Chicago mix, or you get the cheddar. Or
so they don't do straight caramel; it's just Chicago. Or
you can get straight caramel, but that shit ruins your teeth, Pinder.
Right.
Yeah,
you have to live it.
I'm getting scolded no matter what I order here. Like for
that's right,
the warden.
Yeah, that's right. Do you
have any dyes are in that? Okay, sorry.
Less than in the States, I can tell you that, honey.
That's right. Jack, how was the show today?
Great show.
Are you excited about that shirt? What are your plans?
I haven't
Saturday?
really. My plans Saturday. I got no plans. I got to stay at home.
You gotta be by your phone.
Yeah.
I've been trying to get a George Strait shirt forever.
Really?
Shirts don't buy themselves.
I had a buddy that's gone to 2 concerts and he got so buckled and just never ended up getting them.
Oh, what a duster.
I could see that happening.
This could be the trifecta. I've had 3 buddies.
Rhett, can we make it 3?
What am I going to do? Promise something and not come through? I'm just not going to
not
follow
you.
through.
Not you. See you, buddies.